All right, class. Only 2 more weeks until we are done. So we have been working on the mural, and you guys have worked a little bit now with some 3D stuff with some clay, and that is actually going to end up being our last project, is a 3D project out of clay. Let's talk about homework first. That would be this sculpture. I showed you in class how to create a sculpture out of tinfoil. So parents, if you can imagine that you had tinfoil before you crumpled it up, and as you were crumpling it up, you were acting as though it were clay, so you could crumple it and shape it into whatever form you want. So students and parents, listen to this, and kids, if you are not quite understanding what I'm talking about, just get somebody else to listen to the video real quick so that they can see if they can wrap their head around it. So with the tinfoil, if you are thinking about the tinfoil as clay, then you can actually crunch it down, but don't get it so tight that it's undoable. What I mean by that is if you crunch it down really, really, really tight, then it's pretty much going to stay like that. But if you leave it a little loose, like you could crunch it a little bit more if you wanted to, that is really what you're looking for in this tinfoil sculpture. Now, the tinfoil sculpture is only part one. Part two is going to be taking the Sculpey clay, and we're going to basically roll out or tear off pieces of clay that we can flatten to about 1/4 inch thickness. And I say that because the Sculpey instructions say that your sculpture needs to bake for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Now with the tinfoil in the center, you don't have to use a ton of clay. So you got mainly all tinfoil and then a little bit of clay on top of that. And therefore you could make your sculpture bake for 15 minutes, maybe 20. So my suggestion is with a cookie sheet, you can put some wax paper, some parchment paper down, and then you stick your sculpture on that. Don't put the sculpture too close to the burner in the oven rack. Keep it in a middle rack. And if you feel uneasy about it, just watch a couple YouTube videos talking about Original Sculpey. I'll leave a link to their website in the comments or in the description. So on the middle rack for about 15 to 20 minutes if you have 1/4 inch thickness on top of that tinfoil, and voila, it's hard and ready to paint. So that's how you use Sculpey clay with tinfoil. Younger kids, I sent home a Tupperware with their name on it that had clay and tinfoil in it. Older kids, you're gonna have to find some tinfoil. Just go ahead and make your tinfoil part of the sculpture and bring that into class, and we'll put clay on top of that whenever you guys get to class next time. Okay, so be working on a tinfoil sculpture that you are covering in clay. Older kids will cover it in clay in class. Younger kids, we will. I'm looking forward to seeing your clay since I supplied it to you. If you're having trouble with the clay, younger guys, just squish it and mold that clay until it becomes soft. It's kind of crumbly at first. It'll become softer. Okay, so that's that. Now, I want next week also for you to pick up all your artwork. Pick up all your artwork. All the artwork that may be in the classroom, pick it all up, take it all home. So parents, that might mean that you may want to make basically a big poster board envelope that they can stuff all of their artwork in and bring it home safely. You can look up like DIY portfolio, or you can go buy one at the store. It's just they're expensive for basically what is two poster board stapled together on 3 sides. So if you'll go ahead and get something, a large bag or a large box or something that they can take their artwork home with them next week. Anything that's in the classroom needs to go home next week. Okay, and last, I have postponed the field trip to May 14th. I'm going to just make that the end of the year party as well. We will have kind of some party things going on in the classroom the last day of classes. That I believe will be on May 11th. So we'll have, you guys can bring in food, I'll have music, we'll be painting a mural. That's what we'll be doing that last class. So so that's the last day of school. But May 14th is when we are going to have the field trip. I'm going to be at the Tampa Zoo, Lowry Park Zoo, whatever you remember it as. I think it's like Zoo Tampa now is what it's called. But I will be there at 10 a.m. on May the 14th, Friday, May 14th. That is a couple days after our last class. But that is when I think the field trip needs to be to get the most amount of people there. However, I would still like to know if you are able to make it. So down in the comments, or go on ThinkWave, whichever one, and either here in the comments on YouTube or in ThinkWave, make a comment on one that'll post either today, April 28th, or tomorrow, April 29th, if I don't get it through today. But I'll have a ThinkWave and I'll have this video. Please confirm an RSVP that you are going to the field trip. I do not want to be the only one that shows up. It will hurt my feelings. But this is the field trip at the Tampa Zoo on May 14th, which will be basically as the end of the year party. Tell me if you can come. All right, guys, that's it for me. I will talk to you later. Bye.